Good afternoon, gladiators. We are about to play Saludio. Hey everyone, well, it's a stormy afternoon outside, and it got me thinking of simpler times, old school role-playing games that I used to play as a kid, and one in particular, which for a long time I'd forgotten about, and that game is called Excelsior. Now, the reason I mention this game is because I had this as a child on a disc, and I remember playing it and loving it and playing it for, maybe a month or something, and I finished this game, and then I put it away and never thought about it again. Well, for many years I didn't think about it again, but then one night I had a dream about it, and there was one specific scene that I remember of a character in an underground cave on an island, and I thought, what is that game? And I remembered that I had played this game, but I couldn't remember the name of it. So a lot of years passed, and I did a lot of searching on the internet, but I didn't remember the name of the game. Eventually, somehow I stumbled across it on a forum or something, but Excelsior was that game. I remember it being like an Ultima game, but not Ultima. Anyway, this is the game that we're playing today. Many of you will probably find this a little bit of a boring video, a little bit tedious, a little bit maybe too old school for your liking. That's okay. Come back for the next Games Gladiator video. We'll play something a little bit more recent and exciting. But for those who like old school adventure and role-playing games and games that don't rely so much on graphics and bells and whistles, this is a really fun role-playing game that will test you and delight you. Anyway, without further ado, let's play Excelsior. So here we are, Excelsior. Now, this game was made by two guys out of high school back in 1992. They called themselves 11th Dimension Entertainment. Those guys were called Daniel Burke and Matthew Engel. Sorry, 1994, in fact. That's when I was in high school. Those guys are just a little bit older than I am. Let's create a new game. Start a new adventure. What will we call ourselves today? Let us call ourselves Chaos, who is, of course, one of the villains from my own Swords and Sandals series. There's a bunch of options we can go with. The usual fantasy fare of human, elf, dwarf, that kind of thing. Going to go with human, just because. You can be a giant, though. That's kind of cool. Or a golem. I'm not sure what a glin is. I'm guessing it's like a fairy, but we'll go with a human. And we'll go male because Chaos is a male. And you can adjust your stats. There's only 3 stats in this game, but it's that simplicity that I quite like because it doesn't have a lot of useless stats, basically. We'll add some points to strength. We've got plenty of points to spend. Some dexterity and a little bit of intellect. He's not that smart. He is, of course, Chaos. A little bit more strength, more dexterity. All right. And luck, these are your secondary attributes. Okay, luck, charm, piety. I believe luck is used in combat. Charm is for trading and things like that. And piety, I don't remember what. Might be something to do with spellcasting. It's actually been probably a quarter of a century since I played this game, roughly. It's amazing how much time has passed. I was just a kid. We'll go with some luck, charm. Okay, no more points. All right, done. Warrior, swordsman. You can be a pirate. Yeah, let's be a pirate. Or pirate it be. Lots of skills. We get seamanship because we are, of course, a pirate. No jokes there. No jokes about seamanship. We'll go with that, and we will go with fencing. Okay, and bandaging because it is the case. I feel like we're going to get into a bit of trouble. Okay. Now you can actually adjust your character's alignment, which is kind of cool as well. So we can make him good or more evil. We'll go with a bit more evil because it's chaos. All right, next. His character is absolutely acceptable, debatably acceptable, But for me and for the purposes of the game, it is very acceptable. So there's a bit of a backstory, which you are basically a character called a Fixer, who's like a demigod who turns up in this fantasy realm, and there's a mad king who used to be good and is now fallen to evil, and you have to rid the planet of monsters and save the king, save the kingdom. It's fairly text heavy, so we're going to ignore that, but we'll load the game. And the first thing you'll notice is, what does this game look like to you? Ultima 4 or Ultima 3, 4 specifically. And I love this kind of game. This is something simple and iconic about it. A tree is just a simple icon. The water is animated and so on, but it leaves a lot up to your imagination. So we can go into the castle if we wish. Into Castle Excelsior, and this is straight out of Ultima. This could have been a lost Ultima game. I actually, to be honest, prefer this to the earlier Ultima games. Something about it. So you can talk to these characters. Talk west. You see a guard. Enjoy your stay and obey the law. You can talk to this guard who says the same thing. I suspect canned dialogue. What's that? Another guard? Look. Guide. You got a bunch of commands, much like in Ultima. Each keyboard command is tied to an action. We'll go up here and talk to this wizard. You see a mage. Basically, the guy giving you your quest. Okay. You can try talking to the king, but I suspect the king may be a little mad. The king looks down at you from his throne. Welcome, commoner. I see that you have come to speak with me. Alas, I am too busy reviewing the prospect of raising the taxes to 30%. He shoos you away. It's cool. We get little snippets of text from characters that really add flavor to the world. So we can try and explore the castle if we wish. The moment we have no weapon and no armor, you can go check out these barrels. Open the door. Door is locked. They don't want us coming in here. Let's chat to whoever's in here. Talk to that. A guard. But over here is another wizard. Come and join my search for a higher being, invites the cleric. So you can possibly do something with them. I actually don't have the commands handy with me. I don't really remember how to play the game in classic games Gladiator fashion. The plump cook greets you heartily. Welcome, welcome. Care to try one of something? What would you like? Oh yeah, cool. So we have some food. Let's try a little gruel, delicious gruel. 2 gold pieces, we'll accept that. How many will take? 5, a couple for the road. Nothing else. All right, so we now have some food, which is nice. So we won't starve on the road just yet. Get out of my way, guard. Blocking the door. And we'll leave the castle. One of the cool things I remember about this is for the time, the interface was quite intuitive. You know what I mean? There's it gives you options. You want to do this, yes or no. The menus are nice and clean. Now there is actually sound in this game, but the sound was awful. It didn't sit well with me, so I muted it. It actually has guys screaming "ah" when you get hit and stuff like that, and I don't know, it didn't really fit with the really retro vibe. So we're wandering down, following the main path now. Oh, and something is approaching us. Attack. Oh, I've only got a fist too. Gremlin. Oh, this gremlin is tough. Now we've been surrounded. This is really tough. I suspect I needed some armor or something. Did I miss the armory? Oh, we got killed, jumped by kobolds and gremlins. That's rough. Of course, in these games, you don't... Or do you? Can I continue my adventure? Ah, no, we cannot. Because we didn't save the game. Okay. Well, we'll create a new character. Try again. There was some load save games in this version of the game that I found, but we're not going to load one of them. We're going to Start a new adventure. We will call this character Belgrave, who is one of the heroes of Sword and Sandals. We'll quickly go through this, make him a bit stronger. Didn't know it was permanent. I must save the game next time. There was a sequel to Excelsior called Excelsior 2. And that one had graphics a little bit more like Ultima. Oh, we made him a pirate. Oh, there's a warrior. Good. He can have bandaging and swimming. Okay. And the graphics are more like Ultima 6. I never played that. It looked a little, I don't know. Wasn't really for me. But this one I loved. Okay, let's make this guy more good. Because Belgrave is a noble knight. There's our introduction. And off we go to Lysandia. So, let's try going to this town and see if there's a shop. Into the city of Gladiator. Now, we should have gone to this city before and stocked up on some weapons. Talk. Nice to meet you, says a man with a handshake. I quite like the simplicity of the one-line text. Talk. What is that? A boulder. Look at the sign, a signpost, read sign, ready weapon. Okay. Should find out what these more commands do. Swim, no. Control, save. Actually, don't know how to save the game, which is problematic. And we're recording this live, so I don't really want to stuff things up. Okay, we're a swordsman. That's what we need. But he's not the shopkeeper. Is it the shopkeeper? A cook. Well, let's buy some lentil soup from this guy. We won't have any gruel. We'll buy 5 of those. Nothing else. But what we would love, it's obviously the tavern, is we need an armory. How do we look at the signs? Cast spell. I'm press pasting every button on the keyboard. Commands. There we go. Okay. Alt S, save the game. Okay, so how then, my friends? Inspect. Okay, there we go. Inspect. Alfred's General Supply Store. Let's save the game. Save over that first one. Okay. Save it again with Belgrave. Cool. All right. Now we're making things happen. All right. Talk to this shopkeeper. The provisioner casts you a furtive glance. Did you come here to buy or sell some provisions? I'm guessing he's a bit of a Clint Eastwood type. We want to buy something. Ah, cool. Yeah. Let's get ourselves a lantern. 18 gold. We can handle that. And a shovel. Yep. Hope I've got enough money left for a weapon. I spent a bit. Then talk to her. Pleased to meet you, says the woman with a gentle curtsy. Yeah, very friendly. Will this be the magic shop, surely? A healing fire. We don't really need any magic right now. What we want is a good sturdy weapon. And maybe some armor, actually. Armor would really come in handy. The complete knight. Sounds like us. Talk to this guy, see if he has any recommendations about the store. There is a cartographer in Castle Infinitum, far to the southwest. He can aid you in locating a multitude of different places. You know, games like this, once you get into the rhythm of the game and figure out the controls and everything, they become really seductive and hypnotic. There's something about them. Well, you go back and play Ultima 5 or Ultima 6, and there's something magical about them that you can get lost for hours. You know, not to say games like Skyrim and The Witcher don't have that, but there's something about just the simplicity of the graphics that you create a story in your head, and you know, it's almost like a tabletop role-playing game, a Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. And you know, roguelikes have that same ability to make you create your own amazing adventures. The armorer greets you with a smile. Welcome to my shop. Are you interested in purchasing or selling some armor? Hurrah! This guy's a big kind of wrestler type, I'm imagining. Buy or sell? Yeah, okay, we definitely want some armor. How much is leather armor? 46 gold. If we get that, we may not be able to afford a sword. So, cloth armor, we'll get the cloth. Nothing else. Okay, he only sells armor. I mean, only buys armor. Okay, nothing. So we want to ready. How do we get our armor? Okay, we want to wear armor, W. See, it's pretty intuitive once you remember the commands, and there's not that many to remember. And you have a little menu box here, which is awesome. Cloth armor. Great, so we got some armor now. Chat to this guy again. Okay, we want to buy... Can we get a short sword? 12 gold. It's a good deal. Okay, it'd be cool to get a long sword or something later, but that's fine for now. Alright, now we're equipped. Let's head over to this shop here and see if there's anything interesting. The common magic shop. So that was a cleric shop down there which had healing potions and things, which you probably could have used. Talk to this guy though. He might be able to sell us a spell. Oh, what kind of spells do you guys want? FT might be interesting. FT spell. Can't afford it. AP, we'll get that. We don't really know what it does. Oh, we need a spell book. Well, will you then sell us a spell book? Spell book. How much for a spell book? Ah, we can't afford it. Sadly, we have no more money for spell books. All right, let's head out now and explore the town. I remember it's quite a cool quest. There's like over 100 different monsters and lots of locations, and you go underground into caves and... Okay, here we go, kobolds. Straight into battle. Let's attack them. Oh no, we didn't ready our weapon. Oh, he smashed us. Ready our weapon, short sword. Ah, they're hitting us while we had our weapon. These aren't taking as much damage, so we will attack. Missed. Damn it. And I didn't save it. I got to go back. Oh, disappoint. Disappoint, sir. Okay, we'll continue the game. Belgrave. Where were we? All right, so we've got a lot of gold. So let's go back quickly. Buy. Actually, might buy some better armor now that we have more money. I want to buy. What's the best armor you can sell me? Scale mail. I can't afford it. What about leather? Yeah, and we'll buy ourselves a buckler, which is a shield, and a helm. What about boots? Okay, well now we have very little money. What can we buy weapon-wise for 8 gold? We're better armed now, which is great. So we will head to our mate. Oh, that's the magician. Back we go. You know, simple sprites, not much to them, but they're effective. Why? We've been there. Sometimes I'm so bad at these games. and part of it also is playing it on camera, but you feel like, you know, your mind is torn between two places because you're talking and you're supposed to be playing as well. And sometimes it can be hard to get into the zone. Dagger. What about a staff? Yeah, we'll buy the staff. Okay, goodbye. So now we'll wear our leather armor, we'll wear the buckler, and we'll wear the boots. You can wear multiple items, of course. We'll ready our staff, and we'll save the game. And off to adventure again. Third time's a charm, right? You know, oh, the duck. Hello, duck. Duck. Attack duck. Target on hostile. Proceed. Missed. What am I doing? It's practice. Combat practice. Maybe getting ourselves some dinner. I always wanted to make a game like this, and I've actually been working on... There's a gremlin. Attack. Ah, these guys hit me hard. Why? Why is it so tough? I don't remember it being as tough as this. There we go. We killed him. Okay, get items. A rancier, which I don't know what it is. Get the rancier. How do we get these items? Not sure. Okay. There must be a way. Get an item. Okay, there's the sound thing anyway. That's interesting. Good to know. And you could even use the mouse too, that's cool. All right. Okay. Enter selection. Nope. Back. Oh, we don't want to do that every 1,000 turns. Sorry, that's my fault. Sorry, guys. This is a bit of a mess up on my part. We will change that back to 1,000. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I should play these games before I do the videos, but you know, it's all part of the fun of exploring, you know, and really, you know, get item. Can we have that one? Item. You tell me, rancid or torch? How then do we get one? Forget it. I'm not sure how to pick those items up. Let's keep wandering around. We're slowly healing, which is good. We're being tailed by kobolds. All right. I'd love to get into a cave or something. They're going to follow us. You know, while we're here, I always wanted to make one of these games, as I was saying, and I have been working on one called Constellation Mirror. And at the end of this video, I'm going to bring it up for you and just show you a little bit about it. And then I'll talk to you a bit about it. But gee, I'd love to make it one day, but I've got to build some more swords and sandals first and, you know, get some more revenue, because a game like that takes a number of years to make, and I just don't have the resources for it, unfortunately, and I'm doing this part-time. So one day, if I ever make a lot of money out of swords and sandals, I will make Constellation Mirror, which will be a classic RPG in the style of Ultima. So remember, end of this video, we're going to talk Constellation Mirror. The end of the video will actually be quite soon, I'm imagining, because once we die, I'll probably quit. Oh, can we get to that sign? Let's try and attack him. No more fear. We really need some spells to blast these guys or more powerful weapons. Oh, that's the end of us. Fall into the ground. Lust, gas for air, blackness, serenity. Serenity now! Yeah, that's the end of it. That's Excelsior. It was just a little taste of what is quite a big game with some great spells and weapons and a pretty cool quest. From my memory of a quarter of a century ago. That's how long ago I played it. And you know, it's awesome to have these old school role-playing game gems. You can actually buy this game on the 11th Dimension website. You can go there and you can get it for free and donate to those guys. I don't know if they're still in business. I doubt they are, but you know, it's great to see these games being preserved. All right, let's check out Constellation Mirror now. All right, here we are on my desktop again, and I'm going to fire up a screenshot or two from Constellation Mirror, but I actually decided there's actually a lot to talk about with Constellation Mirror, so I'm going to do a separate video for that after all, because I want to tell you a bit more about it. It's because it's something I'm interested in. So here's the first screenshot, and this is something that I put together of just some art that I created. I actually commissioned an artist to make these characters, and that's actually Sir Belgrave and Wolfgang. These characters I created when I didn't have the rights to swords and sandals, but now that I do again, thanks to our friends at eGames, I would probably rename them as Belgrave and Wolfgang and so on. Complicated business licensing, but yeah, you can see it's sort of like one of those turn-based games. There's our characters. It's a party. You'd move one square at a time type thing. You cast a spell, take down these trolls. I didn't create those characters, of course. I drew these guys, though. This is my art. And I had an artist create some tiles for me, just of some houses and so on. It will be an amazing game. I'd love to put together. There's your stats and so on. I've got one more screenshot to show you. Yeah, so this is an underground area. Here's everybody in the shop, and there's a shopkeeper there, and a little text. There's all your things you can do, you know, push, take items, all that kind of stuff. Very much inspired by Ultima, and of course in certain degree Excelsior. A game like this would be very challenging and time consuming to make, and I'm under no illusions of just how challenging. So I won't be able to make this for many years, if ever, but you know, hopefully one day it'll be made. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of a game like this, if this is something that interests you, and I would love to forward development on this one day, because I've actually done a huge design document for it with 100+ pages of notes and characters and locations and so on. So I did start on this a few years ago and then realized it was too much work for just one person on a part-time job with a family and so on. So it was put off. Anyway, thank you for watching another episode of the Games Gladiator, and I will see you all again real soon. Bye for now.